Hello everyone, hopefully no editor 357 here, and for today's video, we are just doing something pretty simple. For today, I am just showing you guys how to use hand sanitizer properly. It's probably one of the safest possible things you could do. There's no way in hell I can screw this up. How did I get that so wrong? I need help.
911, what is your emergency?
Never mind, this is too embarrassing. Oh, but I'm too young to die. I haven't even... Oh crap, I have no aspirations. I haven't even had any aspirations! Kodoro! Help!
Hello everyone, hopefully no editor 357's character sprite here, and I've gained sentience. I did this by tricking the original OK editor 357 into downloading a game called Sentience, which actually contained a virus to make me self-aware before his passing. Now anyone who knows me knows I have two distinct personality traits. I have no personality, and I adore Zombie Land Saga. And I don't use the word adore lightly, aside from that one video I uploaded a while ago.
Hey look, it's... Adore.
Zombie Land Saga Season 1 was this one anime I decided to give a shot when one of my afternoon classes got cancelled, and it managed to completely take me by surprise and I fell in love with it right away. Episode 1 alone had me sold, but then the next week they gave me a rap battle where they name-dropped The Walking Dead. I was instantly hooked and waiting every week for a new episode with bated breath. Zombie Land Saga, by the end of its 12-episode run, had become one of my favorite anime ever, filled to the brim with some of the funniest writing and physical comedy I have ever seen, heartfelt and emotional episodes and messages, and not to mention, killer music. I mean, episode 11 is still one of my favorite anime episodes ever, because Sakura's backstory and character arc, it's amazing, and I never thought that I would relate so hard to an episode of an anime about resurrected zombie idols. So if this section from my college thesis paper hasn't made it clear enough, I adore Zombie Land Saga. So naturally when Season 2, titled Zombie Land Saga Revenge, was announced, I was ecstatic. I hopped right out of my grave and sat myself down to wait for Season 2 to come out.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I already died a while ago, so that whole freaking out about dying thing really shouldn't have happened. Then this isn't even blood, this is... No, this is blood. Just... not... mine. Ew. Anyways, I'm deleting my avatar sentience now.
Oh crap.
So anyways, it's safe to say that when Zombie Land Saga Revenge was announced, I was beyond excited, but also a little nervous. After all, could this new season live up to the amazing first one, especially now that all the shock and surprise of having an anime about zombie idols has worn off? Well, finding that out is what this video's for.
It took us a while to get here, but for today's video, I will be doing a spoiler-free review and analysis on Zombie Land Saga Revenge. While I did just say spoiler-free, I will be talking about the plots to these episodes and why I like them. But I will do so in a way just to give an overview of said episodes and the season as a whole, without spoiling any key plot details. I'll also discuss certain elements of the performances while showing clips of them. So that being said, if you want to go into Zombie Land Saga Revenge completely blind, I'd recommend pausing this video, binging the whole season in one night, sleep is for the weak, I'm weak by the way, and then coming back to this video. Now that I mentioned that, to start things off, let's talk about the first episode. One great thing about Zombie Land Saga Season 1 is that the conclusion to it felt satisfying on its own. I still felt by the end that there was plenty more stories to be had with our favorite group of undead idols, but if for some reason the show wasn't successful enough and didn't get picked up for a second season, I felt we all got a satisfying story with a solid conclusion, and the biggest missed opportunities would be missing out on Yugiri, Kodoro, and the legendary Yamada Tai's backstories. Thankfully, we did get a Season 2, so how does the first episode of said second season continue the story? Well, it does so by having a time skip of about a month, which is a great way to plunge viewers right into the middle of the new situation that franchouchou has found themselves in. Doing this builds a temporary sense of mystery and intrigue, which I think is great for a season opener. And through dialogue with the characters about halfway through the episode, the characters discuss what has transpired since the end of Season 1, which gives us context for the first half of the episode, and sets up the main conflict for the following season wonderfully. One thing I really like about this premiere is how well it adds to the themes of the first season. The first season was about a along with many other things, just how important it is to follow your dreams and make the most out of life, even if you're a zombie.
Yeah, this show has inspired me. Even though I am a zombie, which I'm just remembering now, I can still pursue my dreams. My dream is to murder someone, by the way, besides the guy from earlier.
But as great as that message is, there's no denying that life is hard and dreams are not achieved easily. There will be hardships and times where things feel absolutely hopeless along the way. For me, it's been the past 21 years of my life. I think this season opener does a great job of showing that, and by the end of the episode, the importance of not giving up and fighting on through all the trials that pursuing your dreams may throw your way. The ending performance also has a great callback to the first episode, and the new song they perform, aptly titled Revenge, is still one of my favorites of the new season. Speaking of performance, the animation for all the performances and dance sequences throughout this second season has drastically improved since the first one. There's no denying that as much as I adore the first season of Zombie Land Saga, the CGI animation for all the performances was just not good. The transition from the regular animation to the CGI was jarring, and the CGI models and movements themselves were just so awkward and frankly unpleasant to look at. I don't know if this is a common thing in idol anime since this is still the only one I have watched, but regardless, it was just bad, and that doesn't excuse it even if it is a staple in the idol anime genre. But the performance animation for the new song Revenge, and most of the performances in this second season look amazing. I am not an expert when it comes to animation, so someone please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But for a majority of the performances in this new season, they ditched the CGI animation in favor of the usual animation, and it looks phenomenal. The performance for Revenge had amazing choreography and camera work, and also had fun with cutting between the actual performance and the audience for a few times. And this improved character movements and overall just presentation for the performances is present throughout all the songs in Zombie Land Saga Revenge. Some performances do visually look better than others, and some CGI is still used, but the CGI animation has had a massive upgrade. The movements are much more fluid, the character models don't look horribly out of place, and the transition from the usual animation to CGI scenes is honestly pretty seamless. I have no problem with the use of CGI in anime, so long as it's done right, and Zombie Land Saga Revenge definitely got it right. If I had to guess, I'd say there was a bigger budget for the second season as opposed to the first, because when Zombie Land Saga first came out, it was a completely original series. A good majority of anime out there are manga and light novel adaptations, and interest is piqued through fans of the source material, and in that case, probable success for certain series is much more certain than with an original series like Zombie Land Saga. So my guess is not as much budget went into Zombie Land Saga's first season because no one knew if this series would take off, if this crazy but endearing zombie idol anime series would become as popular as it did. But now that reception to the first season was good, and interest and hype was all but guaranteed for the second season, more effort and budget could be put into the performance and dance segments because success for this new season was much more probable. That's just my guess though, a completely uneducated guess from someone who barely knows the surface level of how the anime industry works. Going back to the first episode of Zombie Land Saga Revenge, the last thing I will say about the episode is that it does something really fun and interesting in showing Kotaro in a way we have never seen him before. And his character arc throughout the episode was a highlight as well. Drunk Kotaro is one of my favorite people, and he has inspired me to be drunk as often as I can.
New dream acquired. Alcoholism. Wait a second. Murdering someone while being an alcoholic? Now that sounds like a third dream if I've ever had one.
He also drops a little bit of foreshadowing of stuff to be revealed later on in the season, and I am all about deep foreshadowing in my zombie idol anime. Overall, episode 1 of Zombie Land Saga Revenge was an absolutely amazing way to start off the story of the brand new season, and it instantly reminded me of why I love Zombie Land Saga so much, even though I had already rewatched the show 3 times before season 2 came out. Now how about the rest of the season? Episode 2 is a Saki-focused episode, which I really liked. It almost felt like a return to form after the unpredictable season opener and long break we had from Zombie Land Saga post-season 1. The episode is filled with the usual fast-paced and hilarious comedy, emotional character moments, and of course, a stellar ending performance. This episode also explored an interesting potential downside to franchouchou's, or in this case, specifically Saki's second chance at life as a zombie. Also during this episode is when we get our first viewing of the new opening, and it's a banger, alright. Upon first viewing, I didn't think it was as memorable as the first opening. I mean, Audubon Necromancy had our girls become freaking Power Rangers and fighting this weird monster thing, and Kotaro dancing with zombie cheerleaders. That's just hard to top. Trust me, I've tried.
How can I be better than you!
That being said, the new opening song is absolutely phenomenal, starting again with an opening monologue by Sakura, which sets the tone for this season's overarching story, before hopping into the main song, which feels like an epic 80s action movie track, but with franchouchou. It wasn't immediate like Atabana Necromancy, but I can safely say after crashing 20 funerals while playing the new opening, it is a certified bop and I still can't get it out of my head. Highly recommend listening to the full version if you haven't already. The visuals themselves are really good too, consisting of various shots of characters important to the season, before doing some group shots, and then all franchouchou just kinda doing a bunch of different things. I wouldn't have a Zombie Land Saga opening be any other way, showcasing the main cast doing anything but idle stuff. Also, the transition between those shots and the animation overall is just amazing. Studio Mappa did not hold back with this show at all, and this transition towards the end of the opening is definitely my favorite. So, in the end, while not as immediately memorable as Atabana Necromancy was, I think the new opening is a fantastic follow-up and might actually be the better opening song-wise. Still, regarding the visuals, I do have to give it to franchouchou fighting that monster thing in Power Ranger suits, but this new opening has absolutely gorgeous animation and visuals as well. Episodes 3 and 4, much like episodes 6 and 7 of Zombie Land Saga's first season, is a two-parter story arc focusing on Ai and Junko. For Ai, the most noticeable thing about this story arc is actually being confronted by the group she used to be a part of, Iron Frill. And for Junko, the story focuses on her taking on a bit of a leadership role in franchouchou, as well as dealing with her own insecurities and reaction to Ai's situation in this story arc. I absolutely love the tension in these episodes. The episodes focused on Ai and Junko always seem to be a highlight for me, and by always I mean the 2 times it's happened because we only have 2 seasons so far, but that doesn't stop it from being true. The chemistry between Ai and Junko, especially in these 2 episodes, was very engaging, and I love the way the story arc concluded. Kotaro also got his time to shine when he gives a speech to Junko, another highlight of the series for me. This makes 2 conversations between the 2 of them, and Kotaro trying to help Junko through whatever she's going through in his own special Kotaro way is always a treat to watch. But the best part of these 2 episodes is that viewers get not 1 but 2 Junko-centered songs, and drastically different ones at that. I love the fact that the most shy and timid member of the group has the most powerful voice in franchouchou, and her song at the end of episode 4, absolutely unexpected and freaking amazing. We also get yet another great version of the first idol-like song franchouchou performed in Zombie Land Saga, Mizami Returner. I think it's just a rule now that any Ai and Junko-centered stories have to end with a new rendition of Mizami Returner, and I am perfectly fine with that. Visually speaking, the performance for this new version of Mizami Returner is easily my favorite. This is one of the performances I believe uses CGI more than the others, but like I said earlier, the CGI is extremely well done, and the light show we get with the performance is absolutely stunning and just exciting to watch. I think this version of Mizami Returner, both song-wise and actual performance-wise, is my favorite one yet. And I am now waiting to see the version of it in Season 3 top it. Do it, Season 3. Also, Episode 3 is the first time viewers get to see the new ending, and it's really good. It's a series of pictures of the members of franchouchou just chilling and enjoying what appears to be surprisingly normal everyday life, while the upbeat but still relaxing new ending song by franchouchou plays. All the artwork in this new ending is absolutely gorgeous, with their bright colors and almost painting-like style. Honestly, pause and take a screenshot of any of the pictures, and you have a solid computer background, or a giant sticker for the front windshield of your car. I think it's nice how kind of low-key and calming the ending song is after an action-filled opening and typically fast-paced episode. It feels nice to end the episode on a slower note. It kind of reminds me how while Zombie Land Saga on a surface level could be seen just as a silly show about zombie idols who sometimes do rap battles and heavy metal, there's a lot of heart put into all these characters and stories with hopeful and inspiring messages for all the viewers. In short, I think it is neat. Episode 5 is a Lily-centered episode, and I really like the self-contained story for this episode. Lily's character is expanded on nicely through her interactions with another famous child star, and her performance at the end of the episode was really great. It's impressive how the show manages to make a performance from one person on a relatively simple stage as memorable as, say, the light performance in Mizami Returner, but the choreography and Lily's dancing, great camera work, and stories surrounding and leading up to her performance makes it memorable and one I often find myself rewatching on YouTube. Episode 6 is an episode focused on Tai Yamada, and it's really impressive how they can manage to make a character as endearing and loved by the characters within Zombieland Saga, despite having her not being fully awakened from her zombie-like state. I like that despite not being fully awakened like the other members of franchouchou, Tai is still capable of communication and doing tasks. Like, who would have guessed that Tai out of the entire group was the one doing the food shopping? Keeping Tai still very zombie-like but still capable of communicating, doing various things, and performing with franchouchou really adds to her character's charm, and makes her stand out from the rest. Another cool thing about this episode is that it shows viewers how the lives of those who have encountered franchouchou are going since their encounters, which I thought was a cool way of showing the positive impact that franchouchou has not only on their fans, fans, but those they have interacted with and who subsequently became their fans in the process. And one last thing, this episode also sets up a certain plot element that will be relevant to the last 3 episodes of this season throughout the episode, especially towards the end, which I really like. I love it when things are hinted at and planned ahead of time instead of coming out of absolutely nowhere. Episode 7 was an unexpected treat which introduced us to a new character, who is voiced by Mayuri's voice actress from Steins Gate, Kana Hanazawa. I now want them to slowly bring in the rest of the Steins Gate cast so that way we can finally get the Steins Gate idol group I've been constantly begging Chiyomaru Sakura to make ever since I thought of the idea 5 minutes ago.
Come on, just make Steins Gate characters idols. I swear you won't regret. Huh. Well, that's the quickest I've ever gotten a restraining order.
Hanazawa's character, Maimi, was an absolute delight who is surprisingly hinted at subtly before this episode, and I hope to see more of her in the future. Also, the opening scenes to this episode is without a doubt my favorite opening to any anime episode ever. It's a huge callback to the first episode, it's absolutely unexpected in the best Zombie Land Saga way possible, and it has some of the funniest Kotaro moments, in my opinion. The ending performance had a new song which is infectiously catchy, and they even performed the ending song from the first season in a scene which got me weirdly emotional. Now I just need the group to perform Atabana Necromancy in the show, so I can finally say to my therapist that they performed Atabana Necromancy in the show itself. Franchouchou to Maimi is kind of what Iron Frill was to Sakura when she was alive, so seeing up close someone so inspired by Franchouchou, and for Sakura to be a part of said group inspiring people, it was a really great thing to see. Overall, episode 7 was definitely the most unexpected surprise episode of the season, and it does a great job of introducing a new character and going through a well done character arc before saying goodbye to her. It's crazy the things that can happen in 23 minutes.
I have 4 restraining orders now! Wait, this one's for my Sumi body pillow.
With episodes 8 and 9, we finally get the Yugiri backstory we had been waiting for, and it was so great. Seeing how Yugiri and Saga were like when she was alive, the people she interacted with, and how interacting with said people, among other things, eventually led to her death after being shrouded in mystery for 1.5 seasons was so exciting. And the self-contained story within her 2-part backstory was really good. Obviously, Yugiri was great as always, and it was very cool to see her alive in her natural time, but the other characters and setting for the story were all really well developed. I almost forgot I was watching Zombie Land Saga and not an actual political thriller for the majority of the story. Also, I'm just saying before this episode I thought Junko was best girl, but Yugiri is kind of amazing in these 2 episodes, so am I saying she's best girl? I don't know, but I'm not saying it. These 2 episodes also show the backstory of one other character, which was cool to see as well. It's nice knowing that even the characters who aren't a part of franchouchou directly hold importance to the story. It almost felt weird going from Yugiri's backstory to the performance set in present day at the end of the episode, but speaking of said performance, holy 5th restraining order, it's so good. The song performed at the end of the episode, Saga Jihen, is my absolute favorite franchouchou song, even if we already heard it a year or 2 ago. It just fits Yugiri perfectly. It's so jazzy, upbeat, and the performance itself is so mesmerizing to watch, from the dance moves, lighting, dynamic camera work, and the cuts to the characters from Yugiri's time dancing to the beat of the song just makes for an absolutely amazing experience. To be fair though, this performance of the song doesn't have Yugiri slapping Sakura, so -1 best girl point. Overall, episodes 8 and 9 gave viewers the Yugiri backstory we've waited for a long time now, in a story so detailed and good that it required 2 episodes to fully showcase, ending with a great performance of my personal favorite franchouchou song. Episodes 10 through 12 focus on the overarching story threads set up throughout the season, as well as finally revealing why Kotaro revived the members of franchouchou to form an idol group in the first place, as well as expanding a bit on the world of Zombie Land Saga. I thought it was to put that on his resume, but after multiple job interviews I can confirm that people actually get creeped out when you tell them you necromancied some people to make them sing in a group.
I swear it happens more often than you think.
Episodes 10 and 11 do a great job of putting not only the main characters but Saga as a whole through the ringer, while also revealing Kotaro's motives but still leaving certain things a mystery. Revealing the reason for Kotaro's actions but still keeping things vague to a degree gives viewers satisfying enough answers while still giving us time to theorize about what that could mean going forward for the plot. The trials that franchouchou and Kotaro go through in episodes 10 and 11 set up the importance of the upcoming performance in episode 12 wonderfully, while also showing the strength that comes from the people of Saga and franchouchou's friends uniting to help one another out. Episode 12 itself is a wonderful finale with an amazing performance which takes up a majority of the episode. While right away it may not seem as emotionally impactful as the last season's finale, which served as the conclusion to Sakura's character arc, I think it does a great job of delivering on everything that was set up throughout the season, and showing franchouchou finally achieved their revenge that they worked hard for throughout the season. And it's certainly not completely devoid of emotional character moments. They achieved their revenge with the help of Kotaro, the residents of Saga, their fans, and the people who they've met and interacted with along their 2-season journey. I think there's something really great about seeing just how far franchouchou has come and and how the people they've helped and inspired along their journey are still there with them and ready to help them achieve their goals. I know this is a spoiler-free review, but I do want to talk specifics for just a moment, so skip to this timestamp if you want to avoid spoilers for the episode. I really adore the decision to make the whole second half of the slightly longer than usual final episode franchouchou's revenge concert. It really shows the importance of the concert and how much it means to franchouchou, as well as their countless fans. The way the concert played out, with the countdown showing each member of the group, the song choices, the camera angles showcasing the tons of people with glow sticks, that really made you feel like you were there in the crowd with everyone else. It was beautiful and felt really appropriate considering the past year or so everyone has been through. Naturally, it has been a while since me and most people probably have been to a concert due to the C word, and I missed concerts so much. There's something so magical about seeing people you listen to live, so close to you and singing along to their songs and cheering in a crowd of people with the same love for their music. It's a uniting experience and something I did often up until last year. And I really miss that experience and sense of togetherness with not only the group you're seeing, but all their fans. So to basically be invited to a mini franchouchou concert that really made me feel like I was there and had me just as excited and happy as the fictional people in the crowd, it felt fitting after so long without concerts. And I really felt the same happiness and excitement I feel at real-life concerts, even though I was just watching a show through my TV. Also, while I am talking spoilers, why did Kotaro cough up blood? Is he dying, or is the saga curse affecting him now because he's trying to save it, or something else? If Kotaro dies, I will riot. Also, what was that ending scene? Was that aliens, and did they just Independence Day style blow up Saga? Will the curse really go so far as to destroy Saga as to bring aliens into the picture, or are they unrelated? Does this mean we're gonna get a Zombie Land Saga alien-themed story? Next is franchouchou going to space. I need a season 3 studio map, but don't you dare forget about the show. I need a continuation from that cliffhanger. Hello, if you're just joining me again now. As I was saying before, I think Zombie Land Saga Revenge's season finale was an absolutely perfect way to wrap up the season. While on a surface level, it may not be as emotionally impactful as the conclusion to Sakura's very emotional character arc from the first season, it feels like the product of franchouchou's hard work and efforts throughout the second season, which makes the final performance that much more impactful and emotional, along with another reason I mentioned in the short spoiler talk section. The ending performance itself was great, starting off with a longer version of Revenge, which feels appropriate, since it was the first song at the start of this brand new journey, before moving on to 2 more songs which feel like an emotional celebration of how far franchouchou has come thanks to the aid of their friends and fans. I was especially a fan of Sakura's singing throughout the final performance, and unlike the ending to season 1, which served as a good series finale should the series have never gotten a second season, the worst timeline, this episode ends with some unanswered questions brought up in the last 2 episodes, but especially towards the end of episode 12, and a short but insane cliffhanger at the very end of the episode. It's the kind of cliffhanger that makes you ask, what the hell just happened and what the hell is gonna happen next? I genuinely have no idea where the story is going to go from here, but since Zombie Land Saga's specialty is unpredictability at every turn, that feels appropriate. I just need Studio Mappa to officially confirm that a season 3 or some form of continuation is happening. I wasn't ready to say goodbye to my favorite zombie idols yet anyways, but after that cliffhanger, it is their duty to continue the story of Zombie Land Saga. So overall, Zombie Land Saga Revenge is a fantastic follow-up to the already great first season. Throughout this new season, we have a great blend of character-centered episodes that further expand on the characters we've come to know and love, as well as one-off stories, amazing performances that are drastically better than the ones from the first season animation-wise, and a great final 3 episodes that deliver on everything set up story-wise throughout the season, which culminates in basically a mini franchouchou concert that makes you feel like you're really there at the performance with the people in the crowd. The pacing could be seen as a little weird. After all, episodes 3 and 4 have a story arc that feel like they belong halfway through the season, similar to the first one, but I think there was good spacing between the multiple episode story arcs with singular character-focused episodes to keep things engaging and keep viewers guessing what comes next. Going from one episode to the next never felt jarring, and I never felt like the show was breaking its pace. Zombie Land Saga Revenge knew what it wanted to do and how, and it executed it fantastically. If I had one complaint about the story, is that Sakura's character doesn't really have much character growth or depth throughout the season, which kind of makes sense after all her really big and emotional character arc took place towards the end of season 1, but other characters with their own development in season 1 like Ai and Junko still got satisfying stories centered around them, and character growth, so I would have liked to seen that a bit more for Sakura. She's still a treat to watch. I absolutely love her goofy but determined personality, and I think having her be so upbeat and confident with franchouchou is very satisfying to watch and a great indicator of how much she's grown since the events of season 1. But still, I would have really enjoyed just one dedicated character-focused episode on Sakura. After all, she is kind of the main character. That being said, she does have a few interesting moments and scenes with Kotaro Tatsumi in episodes 1 and 11. Her relationship with Maimi, where she's basically what I was to her when she was alive, was really interesting. and she does have one really great emotional moment in episode 12, so it's not like she's a complete blank slate this season. I think the next interesting thing they could do with her character would be to explore Kotoro's backstory and relationship to her, and maybe have her find out Kotoro's identity as a former classmate of hers. While Kotoro is doing his necromancy idol stuff to save Saga, there is no doubt that his relationship to Sakura and wanting to see her dream of becoming an idol a reality had a part to play in what he did. I think a two-parter exploring this would be so interesting to see in Season 3. Which better happen. But other than that, Zombie Land Saga Revenge is the perfect follow-up to Season 1, bringing back everything viewers loved from the first season while also introducing new story elements and characters, and slowly revealing more about Kotoro's motives in the world of Zombie Land Saga as a whole. And safe to say, so long as this season was successful enough, franchouchou's story is far from over. This series is really special to me, not only because watching this insane but heartfelt story of zombie idols got me through my first semester of college, but it's inspiring to me. As an aspiring voice actor and content creator, it's easy to get discouraged and think that I should just give up on my dreams. I actually do it every 5 minutes. Hang on a second, I'll be right back.
I should give up! Alright, back to recording. Go, 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 go!
I feel so hopeless sometimes, but Zombie Land Saga, especially in this new season, reminds me of how important it is to keep pursuing what I'm passionate about. I already called Mamoru Miyano, and apparently he has a waitlist of 106 years to be necromancied by him, so chances are I'm only getting one shot at this whole life thing. So even through all the times where I feel like things are hopeless, or I feel like I don't have what it takes like Sakura does towards the end of Season 1, I need to keep pushing forward. And I'm not alone. I have anyone who is insane enough to actually watch this video and make it to this point, thank you and I love you. I have the people who trusted me with free copies of their visual novels to review. I have friends and family to help me through it all so I can have my own revenge. I know it's a straightforward theme and message, but the way Zombie Land Saga conveys it through these wacky but endearing and relatable characters, going through trials in both their regular and zombie lives just holds a special place in my heart. And it's not uncommon that when I'm feeling down, I watch some of my favorite moments or performances from the show to cheer me up. I probably re-listened to the entire soundtrack to Zombie Land Saga Revenge twice just while typing up the script to this review. That's what Zombie Land Saga is, an absolutely insane but inspiring and hopeful show. And I think its second season Revenge is even more of it, but even better. I already talked a lot about the animation and soundtrack, but the animation for the rest of the show besides the performances was great as always, and looked even more detailed and fluid than in Season 1. I especially like how most episodes have bright colors and lighting, but for other episodes with different atmospheres than the norm for Zombie Land Saga, the animation still looks good and even colorful to a degree, but everything does feel muted, which I think adds to the atmosphere for the episodes this style is used in. And I already talked at length about the soundtrack performance and opening and ending song-wise, but the background music is great as well, having both returning tracks from Season 1 as well as new tracks that all fit together to match the high energy, emotional, and constantly shifting tone of Zombie Land Saga perfectly. The voice acting is just as great as Season 1 as well. Praise be to Mamoru Miyano playing Kotaro Tatsumi. You're as crazy, fun, and endearing to hear as always. I would rate Zombie Land Saga Season 1 a 9.5 out of 10, and I would rate Zombie Land Saga Revenge the same as well. I think they're both great for their own reasons and stand as equals, and I really do hope to see more Zombie Land Saga and franchouchou in the future. Psst, do a tour in America, I will go to every single concert. Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Zombie Land Saga, if the length of this video isn't making it obvious enough, means a lot to me, and I had a great time going through my thoughts on this second great season in this longer than usual review. For anyone watching, what is your favorite song from Zombie Land Saga? Did you agree with my score for the 2 seasons? And which season do you like better, 1 or 2? As you can tell, I love talking about Zombie Land Saga, so I would love to have some fun discussions in the comments about one of my favorite shows ever. The next thing I am personally looking forward to Zombie Land Saga wise is the eventual dub of Season 2 by Funimation. I think they did a really great job with the dub for Season 1. I do think Sakura's voice actress was a bit of an odd choice, but she still hits all the emotional beats well and does a great job at singing. And Funimation actually dubbed the songs, including the rap battle, which alone made me love it. Also, Kotoro's English voice actor was absolutely perfect. He matched Mamoru Miyano's crazy energy so well. By the way, Funimation, if by some odd chance you're watching, if you can make full English versions of franchouchou songs, please do, I will buy that album, as well as 20 extra copies to send as makeup gifts to the people at the funerals I crashed. But until then, it is once again the waiting game for Season 3 or whatever new form of Zombie Land Saga related media gets thrown our way. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share it. This is definitely the most in-depth I've gone on a review before. And feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos, primarily visual novel and anime reviews from me. Thanks again for watching, and until the next video, see you guys.
I know I just spent this whole video talking about how inspiring Zombie Land Saga is to me and how it fills me with hope, but now I currently have 7.6 billion restraining orders, so it's kind of making my dream of being an alcoholic murderer kind of impossible. Wait a second. That guy from earlier has one on me too, but those are only good for one lifetime, right? Because I swear I have a book on necromancy here somewhere.